Bam.
Bam. Yo, what's good, yo?
I don't even think it's actually, I think actually it hasn't even been that long since the last one. I only think it's been like a week and some change.
Yeah, I feel like it's getting more. I don't know if we're getting more consistent necessarily, but it's like I feel like it's happening on a more like natural cadence.
Like we know when it's time. Like we'll just start talking, and we'll just be like, "Yo, bro, it's time for another one." Because what we're saying to one another is way too fire. Like we have a bunch of conversations, but when we have, it's like we'll have that one conversation where we're like, "Yo, everything we're saying to one another is fire right now." Time for another time. We need to stop talking and have a podcast.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, that's where this came from. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just like, I think we just kept talking for hours and hours, and then we're like, yo, like we need to record some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just let's mark it up, make sure that it's out there, put it into ether. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know. I already know a handful of people have been, you know what I'm saying, getting value out of it, really like diving in deep and taking this shit seriously, man. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like this is just about energy cultivation. You know what I'm saying, and improving your life. Like this shit is about making a better future for everybody, for the world. You know what I'm saying?
And reconditioning that you, in order for you to have a good life, nobody else has to have a bad life. That's one of the, even I'm still working on. I've accepted it, but even still, I recognize there's still parts of me that, due to the programming, think that if I'm succeeding, that means somebody else must be failing because I'm succeeding. I'm just like, well, no, their failure has nothing to do with my success.
Exactly.
You don't have to fuck nobody over, quote unquote, to do
all this competition is created. You know what I'm saying? There's no real competition. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look out, right, take it from a capitalistic standpoint, like none of these companies are competing. They're all actually just they have their segments of the market and they just operate. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's so crazy? Even if they say they're competing for market share, what does that really mean? How do you measure market share? Now that I think about it, like how do you measure that? That you have to, in order to like measure market share, I'd imagine that you'd have to have a reference point. So like let's take like Bitcoin for example.
Total addressable market.
What'd you say?
It's called a TAM. Total addressable market is what you're
like. You have to like. I know this will resonate with you. If you look at Bitcoin's the big one, but all the other coins like Oxygen, like whatever, Ethereum, they move based off of how Bitcoin moves. So they've associated their share in the market based off of Bitcoin being the market. So if you think about it, if you look at brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, these brands become the market, and then everybody just base their success off of how it measures up to Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
That's it.
And I'm like, but you don't have to do that.
It's a fact.
Who says you had? Nobody said you had to. You had to do that. But you're using, and let's just say they're leveraging. You're gonna leverage the success of somebody else in this area to determine your success. And though I'm not saying that you can't use these mediums as a barometer to see where you are, that doesn't mean that you should solely base your success off of where you are in tandem to them. Does that make sense?
Makes complete sense to me.
Okay.
You know, at the end of the day, like there's no need to benchmark your success against a larger player in the game, right? Because if we made a drink right now, right, there's two ways to go about it. We could either start selling the drink, right? Let's say we had coconut water. start selling Saturn and Vibe Kings coconut water, right? We can either sit there and be like, okay, well, we got to look at Vita Coco and we got to look at Coca-Cola, see what they're doing and take this strategy and do that, right? Or we can just like go and sell our coconut water, you know what I'm saying? And that'll be that.
And
we
those
can
who
just
want
be
it,
happy
buy
with
it.
Exactly. And we could be happy with our results. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, is like, we gotta come to a place where we're just happy with our own results. You know what I'm saying? We can't always be having this measure, right? Yeah, is it good to strive for more? Absolutely. But at the same time, like, you gotta realize that you're in competition with yourself at all times. You know what I'm saying? The name of the game is cultivating, betterment of self, right? That's this whole thing. We're trying to get to gnosis, right? Get to know yourself.
I call it I started calling this a while ago. I call it dodging the energetic traps, because this matrix, this realm is full of energetic traps. If you get to a place where all you're doing is technically parasiting yourself or have a parasitical or scarcity mindset, that's an energy trap. Mm-hmm. But when you get to a place where you're just like, whatever happens, happens, fuck it, I'm flowing, I'm doing me, I'm going at my pace. See, now your energy's flowing. Like, if we started our own drink, we couldn't go, yeah, we made $100,000 profit this year, but Coca-Cola made $8 billion. Oh, we gotta do more. It's like, huh? That actually, when you say that out loud, it doesn't really make sense. Like, you can't force people to stop drinking that drink and drink yours. You can't go stop drinking Coke, drink my drink. It's just, if they want Coke, they'll drink Coke. If they want this, they'll drink this. It's really that. You can only, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It only goes so far, I think.
And then Coke owns all of them anyway, so it's just.
Yeah, that's the other realization, right? Is like, everything, unless it's ran by like literally a mom and pop, it's bought out, by one of these big ass corporations. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like that's kind of part of like what I want to talk about too. You know what I'm saying? It's like how interconnected everything is. Like, there's always this, right? There's the illusion of separation. You know what I'm saying? All these corporations are, they backtrack to the corporate USA. You know what I'm saying? That's the parent company. And then they are the individual subsidiaries operating under. Like, that's the whole thing about the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's like, most of what you do, the energy that you give off, right, it's probably going back to feeding some type of system that's exploiting other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the name of the game, right, is cultivation of your own energy and taking control of your own energy. You know what I'm saying? Understanding, right, the currencies of life. You know what I'm saying? So that you can build exactly what you want.
The currents of life. The currencies, current.
Currencies, current.
Generador, whatever. But the thing about, and I know I've probably said it before, I definitely have, but I'm gonna keep saying it. As the human experience that's been projected on us makes us want to think things are hard, things are full of resistance, things are difficult. And as somebody that's getting to a point where a lot of shit for me is just working out, and I fucking love it. Love it when the feeling of shit working out, and also, but you didn't know how it was gonna work out. You just knew it was gonna work out, and then it just did. Mm-hmm. That's also like it's like a pleasant surprise. Mm-hmm. You almost want to be in denial of, oh wow, shit just works out. You almost don't want to believe it,
right?
Because when it does, like, wow, I thought everybody in the world, everybody from around me has been telling me that shit is supposed to be hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but just because it's not easy doesn't mean it's hard. It's a process. Don't think of things in terms of easy and hard. Just think of there's a process. And when you get the process, you just get it. Sometimes I look at these big corporate companies and I'm just like, how do these jokers even make money? I know they sell shit, but at this point, I just think there's so much going on that I'm like, how do you even keep up with all that shit? I'm like, that's how you know they just own everything. You just gotta own the shit. Because how do you, I'm just like, you got that many employees, that many, there has to be like some AI, something involved. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's the whole thing about economies of scale, bro. Is like it gets so, you know what I'm saying? Once it's so massive, it's just a machine, bro. It is like it is a machine. Like these companies, like dude, you put any CEO in there, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Put a child in there as a CEO, like the company will still figure out a way to run itself. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, they've done this, or they might as well have did it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of Adam Newman, Elizabeth Holmes. Like, look at all them motherfuckers.
But
also, look at who
go ahead.
Look at who our society props up. You know what I'm saying? Our society will prop up these crazy mofos who like are like, oh, you gotta work every single day, 25/7. You gotta create an extra hour of the day to work. And you gotta, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, where are you getting this from? And most of the time,
that's not life.
And then most of the time, those people are like rich kids anyway. So it's like, you're telling me to like work, but you have you kind of like stumbled into your wealth. You know what I'm saying? So
or like
what are you actually saying?
Everybody gasses up the fuck out of Elon Musk, but then when you just do a few Google searches and find out, oh, he's a rich kid. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like his whole story is a lie. The dude's never invented anything. They're just actors.
He bought Tesla.
He bought everything he's done. He's bought.
Yeah, none of that.
And then just slapped his name on. He didn't even. I don't even think he did anything in PayPal. I can't remember what I read. I'm pretty sure he only he didn't found it. I think the company wasn't doing well, and then he gave them some seed money and say, if I give this money, give me credit for the work. And then the company did well and sold it, and then he got his name as one of the creators.
Yeah. Bro, he was in the right place at the right time. That's all.
And also, he is from South Africa, but like his dad owns an emerald mine. So like he had plenty of money.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at that. I have plenty of money. I don't care. Cool. Like that's fine, but like that's not what you're telling. Everybody thinks you're fucking Tony Stark.
Facts. Damn, actually.
Everybody calls him the real Tony Stark. This is like, well, no, that's not who he is at all. So
yeah, he's actually just like he's just a weird dude. I wouldn't even call him charismatic. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of like he's just like a weird dude who had a bunch of money and he's a good investor. I'll give that to him. He invested into some good companies. And
well, you know, at that point, if you think about it too, if you're putting 10 million into something, I know it happens, but like at least in my opinion, if you're putting 10 million into something, I feel like it's very hard for that thing to fail. Like money, people go, oh, it's so hard to start a business. Let's be real. It's not hard to start a business. Anybody can start a business. The reason why a lot of businesses are not successful is because people don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
Money is one of the things that if you have money is the fuel. If you got money, you can skip over a lot of shit. Think about it. It's hard, quote unquote, to get a bank loan, but if you got money, it's easy to get a bank loan.
Exactly.
So I can't get a bank loan. It's just like, well, I have $100,000, so I can go get a bank loan. But the fact that I have 100 grand means I don't really need a bank loan. See how this system works?
Yeah, that's exactly how the system works. Yo, and I'll also tell you, it's not hard to get a bank loan. It's not hard at all. It may be, it's a little harder from a business perspective, I would say, but you would be pleasantly surprised at how easy it would be to amass like 50K in the next like couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Especially I forgot about especially these new systems that they have. You file this paperwork, whoopity whoopty whoop. Like they're basically, I forgot, they're basically giving this shit away as long as your paperwork is in order. Type shit. Oh, you already know my brother. Like the second I start really stacking it. We going, first thing we're doing is, okay, I need to get paperwork together because I don't want to go back full circle. Especially with everything's coming in nice. Like I don't want to go back full circle and go, fuck, I didn't do this paperwork. Now I gotta deal with this other shit. I'm just like, let me just push out the money now to get all this done up front. But go ahead.
No, it really, I mean, it's best to just like keep everything legit and you know what I'm saying, or everything properly documented, organized in the beginning, because it's really not that much money. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about investments. But at the same time, it's like, you know, like for me, bro, like even right now, it's like I've found different ways to like as I said before, right? Like with my business, right? I think one of the great things, and I highly recommend everybody do this, is like, if you don't know what to do, just start a consulting business. You know what I'm saying? Because with consulting, you can technically do anything because you're like a consultant as opposed to saying that you're certified or whatever it may be, right? Like I'm just advising you. I'm not necessarily like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not managing your money. I can help you manage your money, right? Not saying that I do that.
Side note, really quick, as you're doing that, even you said, it's funny how I was on YouTube, you know, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can? With, what's that guy's name? Frank Abagnale, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, dude did all that forging and fraudery and whatnot, and like acting and like fooled the FBI and shit, only really to do like, let's say in total, maybe he did like 5 years. And for all the shit that he did, he only did like 5 years, got out on parole, and then started consulting with banks on like, he became basically a fraud expert as somebody that fooled everybody in the world. He became a bank fraud consultant.
Yep.
I thought that shit was so fun. I'm like, yo, this dude finessed the banks and then became a consultant to help the banks not get finessed.
He finessed the banks and he double finessed them.
Double finessed the banks.
He double finessed the banks. He finessed them and then they paid him to finesse them. You know what I'm saying? That's a good point too, right? It's like everybody has a fucking gift, man. Just tap into that gift and there's money to be made there. You know what I'm saying? If you have a good voice, you know what I'm saying? There's money to be made there. If you can write well, there is money to be made there. You know what I'm saying? If you can proofread, there's money to be made there. Like there's so many things that you can do. You just gotta like find a way, find channels and build baskets. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say, right? Build baskets for yourself. Use Fiverr, use Upwork, use all these different things, right? Because at the end of the day, these are just channels. And here's the thing too, like, so I know some people have issues with those type of sites, but yo, you set the price. So like you can't get manipulated on something that you're setting the price for.
I don't know how you get manipulated. I set up Fiverr. Now I hadn't gotten any business through Fiverr yet because I don't push my Fiverr or anything. I'm not gonna hold you. I kind of just set it up and then just like left it alone. Like I actually forgot I did it, but I set it up. But it's not like they've come to me and was just like, I don't pay. They make money if I make money. So I mean,
right.
I don't see, and if I make more money, they'll help me make more money. Just based off of. So I'm like, it's called commerce, like comercio,
Yeah.
like I get it. Like, see, it's not that commerce is a bad thing. It's just that people will agree to contracts and agreements that really don't have good terms for them.
Yeah, that are exploitative.
And then they're mad when they're exploited. But it's just like, you didn't have to sign that dotted line.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you're doing, so then what motherfuckers end up doing is all they end up doing is blessing blocking the fuck out of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, now, see, at first you were saying yes to too many things. Now you're saying no to everything. So now the universe can't work with you.
Yep.
And now you think everybody, listen, not everybody in this world is out to get you. I know it seems like it. I honestly don't even seem like there's anybody out to get my soul. You know why? Because I don't play that game. Like, people are like, oh, they're coming for your soul, coming for your soul, coming for your soul. I'm like, well, they can only come for my soul if I play try to catch my soul Pac-Man game with them. But if I don't play Pac-Man with them, if I don't put on my blue ghost suit or whatever, then you can't take my soul. I'm not playing that game with you.
Right.
Like, it's all the universe. This all functions off of agreements. Go ahead, brother.
No, that was so beautifully put. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you. That's why they say you are what you say you are. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's out to get you, then you know what? You might be right, but it's like you're also the one that's manifesting that. You know what I'm saying? Either you're putting some energy into the world where you're making it so that people want to come and get you, or, you know what I'm saying? Or you're literally just manifesting that shit and you're just literally crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you're just wilding and worrying yourself for nothing. Bro, I mean, look, because you know what I've been going through this last week. I'll put it out there.
Break that down. Let me shut up. I'm not gonna say shit.
Oh, bro, I meant to tell you, by the way, I got diabetes chipped. So like they hit you with this shit right here for your blood sugar and shit like that. It's crazy.
A diabetes chip.
Yeah. For your blood sugar.
That's a thing?
It's a thing, bro. It's called the Freestyle Libre, bro.
Did you have to agree to that?
You know what's kind of messed up, bro, is I kind of just like, cause my mom has one, so I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, spent a week in the hospital. And at the end, as I'm like getting out, right? Like they're like, okay, you know, so I can either prick my finger, right? Do the finger prick, or you can do the thing. It's not an actual chip. It's like a little quarter. It's like a little thing that you put up there, and it basically just sticks into your skin. But it is kind of like a chip. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like it comes out every.
Fuck it. It's a little chip. But is it easy for it? Say when you get the diabetes,
it comes
can
out.
they go in and remove it?
Oh yeah, it's just like you literally just pop it off type shit.
Okay.
It's a little needle up in there.
As long as they didn't give it to you, but you weren't aware they did it to you.
No. But it was funny because at first I like refused it, and then like at the very end I was like, all right, fuck it, like let's just pop it on real quick. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, it's really not that bad. Like I don't feel any type of way about it, but we'll keep an eye out on it. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, right, is like I could take this as a setback, right? Being diagnosed with type 2. The thing that sucks, right, is like I was actually already on my journey. So part of the thing is my body was probably like my intuition was probably telling me that this shit was already kind of happening. So I was like, had I not been like taking care of myself like the way I was prior, you know what I'm saying, shit would have been way worse. Because basically my pancreas just I got pancreatitis, and that fucked up everything. You know what I'm saying? And almost went into diabetic shock. A healthy blood sugar is between like 80 and 130. When I went in, my shit was at like 600. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, people, let's simplify it even further so that people who may not know more. If you get, there's only one type of sickness, which is the mucus, or the energy can't flow, inflammation. there was so much inflammation in his pancreas that the shit just stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. And the only way to fix that is to you got to get the mucus out of the pancreas.
Yep.
Which actually can be fixed in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You order like some Dr. Savvy shit, or even get your own herbs. You fix that shit in like 2 weeks. But that would be like if you're ready to make the sudden change like now. It's like it's not just clean out the mucus. It's like lifestyle change. Because that is the product of a lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely.
So you have to change your life. But you go ahead.
It's up, bro. Trust me. I'm already on that fucking, like, shit's already fucking changed. I had some sushi and salad that I've been eating on for 2 days type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even, before your boy, like if I could go to McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? I'll eat 3 burgers, a large fry, you know what I'm saying? 2 apple pies and a sweet tea type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry now too.
But see, like now, like I eat like a quarter of a salad and I'm like, okay, I'm full. Let me put this away. So but my point with all that, right, is to say that like you can look at this shit as a setback, but I look at this shit as a transfiguration. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that exactly in that time, you know what I'm saying? Source, God, whatever, definitely guided your boy, you know what I'm saying, to the good graces of the world, you know what I'm saying, and fucking got my mind right and just like sharpened everything and just told me like, honestly, I'm not really fucking with anything, like drinking, smoking, nothing, you know what I'm saying? And it's weird how like everything's shaky because like when you take insulin and shit, like shit gets like weird shaky, but it's like I've never had this much like clarity of the mind, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like microdosing in a sense because I'm like tripping, but at the same time I'm like super focused, you know what I'm saying? It's like fucking it's like limitless type of deal, but you're injured at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You're getting more electric, especially as you're purging the mucus, you're becoming more electric.
Exactly. And on that note, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, make sure you take care of yourselves. I think that's one thing that, you know, this community does well is like talk about, you know, going plant-based, doing healthy shit, Dr. Sebi, you know what I'm saying? All that. And you know, I'm glad to finally be on the journey. It sucks that it had to have the wake up call like this, right? But
some people need a gentle nudge. Some people need to be punched in the face. As long as you get it, whatever.
Exactly.
But guess what? But let's let people realize, and you know it. You attracted that. The universe offered you the gentle nudge, but you said no. You need to bitch slap me. And the universe said, I mean, either way, it's the same to me.
Facts. Because to be real, like, I knew all this shit last year. You know what I'm saying? I knew last year that I had to make a change. I had already started it. You know what I'm saying? And then I like switched up in the middle of whatever I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I know I fucked up. And you're completely right. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, it all comes down to a choice. Like, this isn't some shit that I'm going to be like, oh, like it's unfair, blah, blah, blah. Actually, this was fair as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Dog, I was like 350 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like 300. And
You're looking good. Everybody's probably looking at you like, who's this dude? He's looking all different.
Yeah, lost like 50 pounds in the last couple of months. You know what I'm saying? And I'm low. I'm like 290 right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, I'm fucking, but at the same time, I was 270 last year. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I knew where I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And then I allowed myself to like slip back and go way higher in weight than I ever had been. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, it's like the universe offered me. I mean, the universe bitch slapped me last year. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, motherfucker, you got bitch slapped. And then it's like, you know, I was getting nudged along until like the fucking slap comes
Then
in.
you got jumped.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's like when you think you hit rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? And then a motherfucker like hits you, and then you fucking like really hit rock bottom. Then you go into Mariana's Trench, and you're like, oh shit, okay, this is rock bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm happy. You know what's crazy though? One, I'm glad you're okay. And two, I wasn't worried about you. Three, I'm glad you got your lesson. Like I'm happy for you. Did I necessarily want you to have to go to the hospital? Absolutely not. But if that's what you needed to go through, because at the end of the day, it's water under the bridge now. I mean, it's fucking done.
Facts.
Like it's temporary. People don't get like when you get hit with a lesson, the lesson is temporary as long as you learn the lesson. Mm-hmm. Like, so yeah, you had to go through that for like that week, but now you have the rest of eternity. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
yeah, to live as I choose, you know what I'm saying? And to righteously or unrighteously. You know what I'm saying? And now, like, if I fucking slip up again, you know what I'm saying? If some shit happen like that again, you were talking about losing a foot or some shit like that for real. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about that's funny you said that shit. I thought about that. I sure hope they don't say, nigga, we gotta chop off this foot. I'd be like, nigga, no. Just drink some tea. Just stop eating.
Yeah, bro. Like, literally, like my relationship with food is already like completely changed. Like, I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like food. I'm like, I used to be like, oh, yo, I need me some food. Like, that was my. I mean, look, let's be real. I drank, I smoked a lot. You know what I'm saying? I would say I drank a lot less, but out of all the things, eating was probably the biggest drug of all, right? Like that was probably what I overindulged in the most. And it's like at the end, it's like now it's just like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was actually the biggest, right? Like I'd probably be more okay, you know what I'm saying, had I smoked more weed and ate less, which doesn't happen, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But like that's just what it is. You know what I mean? You gotta
it's interesting how you say that. Like, you know, I'll hold myself accountable too, because like say like the boy, I've expressed how I love Chick-fil-A French fries. Mm-hmm. Actually, now I've been eating. Actually, I'm proud of myself because I've been eating them less and less because they're starting to get nasty to me. I'm starting not to like them. So at one point, I just realized, oh wow, I'm just getting these out of habit now. Like I don't even like these anymore. Like I bought some French fries today, and I was eating them, and as I was driving, I was just like, yo, this actually is kind of nasty. Like I kind of like slowed down as I was eating. I was just like, actually, I don't even really like this no more. Huh. Nice. And I tossed it.
A lot of people forget about MSG too. A lot of this shit is just MSG at this point. Like we've been consuming that shit since we were kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what we like about most of this fast food, to be honest. Like it's just like this, like some of it is like nostalgia. Like I know for me, like when I would eat, right? Like I ate McDonald's a lot as a kid. I come from a large family too, though. You know what I'm saying? And as I said before, like people in my family got diabetes, so I used to eat McDonald's all the time. And what did I do when as an adult? Fucking ate McDonald's all the time. You know what I'm saying? Where did that land me? In a motherfucking hospital. You know what I'm saying?
People talk about Corona. I'm like, nigga, McDonald's. Mickey,
right.
There should be a Mickey D's virus. I'm waiting for the McDonald's variant. We got all these. We got the fucking all these variants. Where's the McDonald's variant?
Fam, nobody talks about this shit. 33% of Americans have fucking diabetes.
That's a big number. That's a 33. Wait, 33. Wow.
Among so-called Latinx and Black people, it's 50%.
Well, Latinx people and Black people, quote unquote, are the same people. So.
yeah. Which is why I said quote unquote. And I mean, look, right? Like, and let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about medical. Why isn't fucking insulin free? I just went to the fucking shit, I had to pay like $250 for all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't that shit free? You know what I'm saying? But you know what is free, and what was just they spent fucking billions of dollars in like 2 years making this shit. We don't have insulin since like the 1800s.
So like, what the fuck? Shot. Is the shots free?
Yeah. So what's really going on there is the question. You know what I mean?
And how is it, if they're free, how is it that these companies that have invested into the stock have made money if the shit is free? I still don't get how they're making money off of it. That's why I'm like, wait. That's why I'm like, they have to be getting money from the government. That's the only
the government is paying for it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if they're giving it all for free, somebody's paying for this shit. Because people are still buying Pfizer stocks and whatever. So I'm like,
but if the government's paying for it, then who's paying for it? We're paying for it.
Yeah, so what if already paid for that money? That shot ain't free. Yeah. You already paid for it.
Exactly.
Damn.
That's deep. That's deep. I just thought about that, as a matter of fact. That's fucking deep. That shit ain't even free for real.
Damn.
We all paid for it.
Damn. And you know what? There still ain't a law. I want to do more research on this shit. There still ain't a law saying that they can take personal income taxes. That's the biggest finesse.
Yo, there is not a law on the books. People are gonna be like, what? But if you like really start doing some research on this shit, you'll find out that like it's a real thing. There is no law.
That's fucking insane. Like when we get our paperwork and shit filed, we need to find that accountant or whatever that knows that shit. That can actively like that accountant that's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm about to get back on that, bro. We gotta figure out that shit.
Mm-hmm. We about to have more bread and shit coming in, so we gotta be like, okay. I'm not giving these motherfuckers nothing. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I'm just like I'm not with this. Somebody at one point you just have to be like, you can't keep going. Oh, I'ma just do it because I'm chilling. I'ma just do it, whatever. I'ma just do it. At one point, you got to get to the point where you just go like, okay, stop. No, I'm not doing this with you no more. Stop.
Right.
Like
stop playing the fucking game.
Yeah, like I'm not doing this no more with you. Like I don't want to go down. I don't want to be someone that gets caught up in the whole legality rabbit hole. Everything in my book is simple. So I just need to know what the fuck is this straw man shit. America is basically just Monopoly. It is a board game. And something about the straw man shit is that you're saying you are the piece on the board game instead of saying you are the person moving the piece or whatever. So you can attack basically like some LLC. Basically what it sounds like is you're supposed to be your own LLC, but you're separate from your LLC. So when they come for shit, they just come for your LLC, not you. That's basically what it came. I just simply, because they're using so many fucking words, these English curses. So I was just like, yo, just show me a drawing. Like, okay, the way the game is set up is at birth, when you sign this birth certificate, something about an estate was opened up in your name and your parents thought they were signing your birth certificate. Actually, they were consenting into a trust or some shit.
Yeah, to making you a commodity, basically.
They made you a commodity. And now all the U.S. corporation is doing, so the U.S. corporation and all these places don't run shit. It's the central banking system that runs shit. So what they're doing is that they're using you as a commodity to get loans from the central banking system, because the name of the business is insurance and loans. Everything, this basically what I'm getting is everything is centered around insurance and loans, because even you got to think like car companies. How the fuck do car companies make money? Not everybody's going to buy a new car. Like it gets to a point where there's only so much consumerism can work. Like not everybody's buying a new car every year. So why are new cars being made every year? Like not even these cars, people can barely afford to pay their rent. So these people don't even own their cars. So I'm like, it doesn't work. So how are they making money? That's why I'm like, oh, it's the insurance policies on those cars that they make money from. And also the dealerships basically turn themselves into banks. So it's not there's no such thing as a car dealership. It's a bank that's giving out loans, not giving out, but it's giving loans on cars for the car.
Yep.
So they're giving you loans. So they have the car, but they're a bank giving you a loan to get the car from them.
Hold cars and sell loans.
Yeah. Does that make, because I know that you're more experienced. I'm just kind of this is the third grade version for me. But if I'm missing something, let me know.
Nah, bro. You broke it. I guess to reiterate it, right? The dealership, right, is essentially a parking lot, right? Where they take all these, and most of those cars are actually on what's called a floor plan, right? So they take a loan for the cars, and then the customer comes in and gets another loan. So really, they're just middlemen. So they're not even real like banks in a sense. They're just like an entity that took out a bunch of debt, and then
they're paper pushing.
Exactly. They took a bunch of debt. So it's like saying, right, like let's boil this down to something simple, right? We got a bunch of cups, you know what I'm saying? I get 100 cups from you're the cup maker, you know what I'm saying? You loan me 100 cups. And then as those customers come in, all I'm doing is loaning the cups to them. And the loans that they get, they partner with the banks, right? To say, okay, which one of these banks is going to sponsor the loan? Yeah. And then they don't provide any of their actual financing. Yeah, they just make money. They literally make money off of selling loans. That's why used cars are actually where they make the most margin, because you're more likely to like buy a used car with cash. You know what I'm saying? And that's just straight cash that comes in. The only cash that they really get is like the down payment. That's why you need a down payment. It's so that the dealership can make some money. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you could have some fucked up credit, but if you come in with the down payment, they love you. The dude will suck your dick.
Exactly. Oh, absolutely. If you come in, bro, you can get a car with you can get a car. I mean, there's places where you can get a car with fucking probably 500 credit score. You know what I'm saying? But if you have like a 650, you walk into any car dealership and they'll get you into a new car, no problem. And probably have you not paid a bill for like 2 months. Type shit.
And especially when I started hearing about, like, when I started looking at these commercials, looking at these fucking all these percentages and these amazing deals, and how the interest, and you only have to put down this much, and I'm just like, these niggas ain't selling shit. I'm like, so that's why they have to make the loan more attractive. So it's not even about the car no more. It's just like, yo, 1%. Pay 1%, and then you don't even have to pay a car payment for 5 months. But after that, you got to pay this.
Yep.
And the consumer will see that shit and go, oh, basically you're telling me, because people are they're a lot of people run off of the instant gratification. So they're fooled by the instant gratification. Like, oh, if I get the car right now, that means it was a sweet deal. Which is like, no, the devil's in the details.
Facts.
As they say. You didn't.
Yeah. You can't return that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No. You can't return, because here's the thing: once you purchase that car, right, you get that loan. That loan is gonna, like, whatever the principal of that loan is gonna be probably $5,000 to $10,000 more. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the term. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you, right, that's why you can't return a car. Because if you return the car, you already lose money because your loan isn't like worth the amount of depreciation when you drive it off the lot, when you're talking about a new car, right? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. These jokers talk about depreciating assets, like boats are depreciating assets. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can call them depreciating assets, but I'm like, why are you getting them?
Facts. Keep talking.
Okay. I'm like, if you're getting them, in my mind, I say you should only be getting the vehicle because you plan on doing shit with that vehicle long term. So if you're like, there's different types of currencies. So like, even if you get that vehicle and it's just like, oh, you paid XYZ for this vehicle, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's depreciating. Well, if you're using that vehicle to do other shit, then it kind of just pays for itself. Like why would you? I just feel like those are the type of things that you don't necessarily buy them just so you could like just sell them. But I guess that's what some people do because they want to jump from car to car to car because they're consumers. So they're not looking at the long-term plan of securing this asset, like how they can leverage it to do these different things other than just getting it to ride around in it, to flex, and then sell it, and then repeat. That's just so odd. Or like even with the boat thing, if you live in a place where you're gonna use a boat quite frequently, I mean, why are you worried about the shit depreciating? And then on top of that, fuck it, you could even start a company where you fucking rent the boat type shit, rent your yacht or whatever, and have a third party manage that. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about, people. But again, I don't how the fuck. No, we were just talking about the structure of this matrix and how it's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors. But when you understand that a lot of this shit is built off of just financing and also real estate, it seems like a lot of it is just securing land and then placing scarcity on energy, which is so weird. Like you can't, we were talking about that earlier, how we were saying how they've placed scarcity on energy. Money is just energy. Energy is abundant. You can't, therefore, by default, money can't be scarce.
Right.
Scarcity is illusion. Go ahead.
I mean, I wanted to comment on what you said. Like, yeah, like, so the thing about this game, right? Like, most people don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
in America,
when they talk about in America, right? When they talk about rich people, right? You're what they call asset rich. You know what I'm saying? So you own assets that make you rich, but then you're called cash poor, right? So 5 to 10% of your actual net worth is in cash. You know what I'm saying? So if you're worth $1 billion, you probably have, 50 to $100 million in cash. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. But when you have assets, right, and you utilize those assets can just be utilized to buy more assets, which can be utilized and leveraged for loans. That's all this. It's a big game of debt. That's why they say good debt versus bad debt. You know what I'm saying? If I like you said, if I buy a car, right, I go out, I get a brand new Toyota Camry, right? That's going to be a debt and a depreciating asset if I just have it and it's sitting in my garage 100% of the time. And I'm just paying. But if I'm fucking going out and doing Uber, or if I'm renting that out to somebody doing Uber, right, now that car is an asset that I could utilize and that will make me more money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of it. So that's honestly what I'm telling people right now is like, dude, fuck whatever you're doing. Like, that is if you're, I mean, look, people obviously, especially Black folks, like there's a lot more Black folks doing way better than, you know what I'm saying? Doing way better than the pictures painted for us. But like,
yeah, people don't realize actually there's a good number of us making pretty good amount of money. Yeah, like it's not. And even in the past, there was more of us making more money than anybody else because there's always been, if you're going by the narrative, there's always going to be more of us than anybody else because our skin color, the color of our skin is the dominant gene. If you go by the separation narrative, so there's always going to be more of us.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
So technically, who always has the most money?
We do.
We do, but or whose dollar is more valuable? That's why are they always fighting for the quote unquote black vote? I want the black vote. If we only make up 20% of the population, but you want the black vote so bad.
They say 13%, bro. That doesn't add up. Like it really doesn't add up. Like how are we the swing vote every time and we're only 13% of the population? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
It's because we are the population. We really are. Like if you go by the separation narrative, then we are the population. You know how many niggas are in South America alone? Let alone North America. You can't go anywhere and not see us.
X.
That just doesn't happen unless you're going somewhere where it's obviously the 1%ers that control everything. But the 1%ers that control everything, those are just slaves. It's like when you look at the whole realm as a giant plantation, you got house niggas, which is the 1%ers, and you got field niggas feeding the house.
Mm-hmm.
But then those house niggas don't own that house. They just get to live in the house. Who owns the house? But what they do is make the house nigga and the field niggas hate one another.
Yep.
And make you think that you're competing. I'm not competing with 1%ers. I don't fucking fear Putin and whatever. Because guess what? Who Putin, he answers to somebody else.
Facts.
That don't look like you and me. That if you want to talk about separation, he answered to somebody else that really don't look like any of us. So
or maybe he does. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or maybe he does. Who knows? Actually, yeah, because you do have some triple blacks that run this shit too. Thinking just because a nigga got dark skin, they're good. No. You got some triple dark niggas that run this shit as well. They got a piece of this pie. Like this is,
bro. I'm a big believer in like the Wakanda theory, bro. I think it low key may just be like black people may have been just running this shit this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Like if you think about even underwater, you got the kingdoms underwater. You got the kingdoms in the sky that you don't see that are cloaked, but they're right there. They're right there. People think like the aliens are nigga. So you got the kingdoms underground, you got the kingdoms underwater, you got the kingdoms in the air. It's just like you just don't be seeing the shit, but it's all there. That's why I'm just like, yo, everybody just sit the fuck down, chill out, and just cool. Just treat it like a vacation at this point. Because there's way too much fuckery going on all around us. Like they got fucking panels of the sky falling out, glitching, because the LCD screen sky is somebody they need to patch that. I'm just like, when you like Chicken Little movies, the sky is falling, the sky. When you start seeing the fucking panels fall out of the sky, that's when you just gotta go. I say instead of treating it like a plantation, just call it a resort. Just call it a resort. We on a resort right now, but we forgot we were on a resort and
started taking this shit too seriously.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, in my mind, I'm curious as to how this, because my shit is finally getting on track, law of attraction. I'm loving life. I'm having fun. I think it's weird how I'm starting to have fun and everything's nice. And like that's happened. That's when they happen to be pushing the end of the world propaganda. That's when everybody's catching videos of the aliens in the sky and shit and yada yada. Fucking, they're trying to chip you and shit. And I'm just like, God damn, this shit better not blow up. I just started playing the game right.
Mm-hmm.
I finally started playing. Now I want to play the game because now I know how to play it.
Exactly.
And I don't have to fuck anybody over to live the life I want. I'm trying to build Saturn land or what? Oh, I guess technically this bitch is already Saturn land, but anyway, I'm trying to build warrior priesthood of Gnosis land. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Bro, and be squatting in that fort with the Viking helmet on. Jokers think I'm playing.
Bro, I'm trying to have it all, bro. Viking ship.
We about to be Vikings, samurais. We about to be all that. So we gonna be on Monday. We gonna be Shaolin monks. On Tuesdays we gonna be Vikings. On Wednesdays we gonna be samurais.
Bro, we gonna have cows and shit, bro. I ain't lying, bro. We gonna be cowboys. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have motherfucking sheep. We gonna be shepherd in this motherfucker.
We gonna be Abraham in this bitch.
Abraham, you know what I'm saying? Ishmael, Abraham,
Ibrahim, whatever.
Ibrahim. Oh man, Ibrahim. Yo, bro. So look, this is what I want to do real quick. I actually got to do a couple things, bro. I'm liking the vibe of this. I want to make this part 1, and then we're gonna do another part. Because this isn't a full episode. This is gonna be part 1, and then we're gonna do part 2.
Yeah, it does feel like we're at a peak. We hadn't really brought it back down. It's like I don't even feel like we fully peaked with this one. It's like this is going. Wait, I mean, shit. That I take this energy as a sign as to both of us are reaching points in our life where we're really starting to alchemize and flip this game, and how. Shit, just wait till like when we really link and the fucking vlogs get going. Like, granted, I'm not someone that's always going out and doing shit. You know what I mean? But when we do go do shit, it's about to be some fun shit. Like I was talking to you the other day, talking about, yo, like I want us to be able to throw parties.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just I want us to be able to like fucking rent out a giant ass Airbnb, and it's just like, yo, how about we just rent that shit out for a month and just turn it into like a getaway resort, and everybody, as long as you cool, just come kick it for like a day or so, or whatever. Stay for hour. I don't fucking care. Just kick it, chill. You know what I mean? Just that.
Sage the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause. Like I like the way this is flowing, and I got some more that I want to say, and I'm thinking, but I gotta speaking of all the loan games, I gotta fucking call my fucking bank and pay my car note, which I completely forgot about until right now. But I want to, there's something really deep here that I feel is about to manifest. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that we can make sure to talk it out. And this episode isn't complete. So this is going to be part 1, and then we're going to do a part 2. All right,
but you want to end it right there, brother?
Yeah, we'll end right there. But tomorrow or something like that, we're gonna pick it back up.
Word.
Hell yeah.